Roberta, and I'm here today with Philadelphia brand cream cheese, and I'm going to make a fennel sausage wrap, and I'm going to be using Swiss chard. So far, we're 20 minutes in because I had a prep here, and I had to boil the water. These Swiss chard leaves, aren't these beautiful? And you just set them right in there. Use the soft side of the spoon, the rounded side, so you don't break your Swiss chard because you want your leaves whole. And we're on the cutting board, and here's the 6-pack of sausage, and it's just barely over a pound into about 3/4 of an inch piece, all about evenly, so they cook evenly, and not more than a mouthful, that's for sure. Now I'm going to put this front burner on, and I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of grapeseed oil, because the pan is pretty good, it doesn't stick. If your pan sticks, you might want a little bit more. And that pan's on medium-high. I'm going to put the lid back on for a minute. I'm going to take my it's Italian sweet sausage with fennel, and I'm going to put it in the pan. I'm going to fry that up. I'm going to turn it on a high heat. I'm going to be watching that. One package of Philadelphia cream cheese, 8 ounces, and I'm going to put it on the rear burner. My rear burner is going on medium-high heat. Set it right down there in a medium-sized saucepan. This here, just tilt it to break it up a little bit. As you can see, my Swiss chard is becoming very tender. The oven is preheated right now to 350. I also add 1 can of stewed tomatoes, Italian style. Put that right in there. These are getting rather tender. Let me see. Okay, I think they're workable. So I'm actually going to take these out of here, one at a time, and lay them out in my pan to cool for a minute. Don't get burned, everyone. You might have a pair of tongs that would make it easier to work with, or 2 spoons possibly. The water is still boiling. It's at a rapid boil. I'm going to give the sausage a stir again. I like my sausage well done, but nobody would want it burned, honestly. So in this pan here, I'm going to take 2 packages of minute rice. I choose brown rice. I'm going to drop them right in there, and I'm going to push them down, so submerge them a little bit. In this bowl here, we have some melted cream cheese. Now I put this in the microwave, and I'm going to use this when I roll my sausages and my Swiss chard. My Swiss chard is cooling right now. On the back burner here, we're making a blush sauce. It's cream cheese with stewed tomato. You have to break that cream cheese down. It'll look a lot nicer when it's done being made. Leave the tomatoes kind of whole. It makes it look pretty on the plate. We're going to serve that over top of our Swiss chard roll-up. Let me set this to the side. Now these are getting cool now, and my hands are clean, so I'm going to take these, and I'm going to want to lay them out. So we're browning the sausage. We want to cook it thoroughly and evenly, and this is going to be wrapped inside of the Swiss chard. Smells wonderful. And so does the cream cheese, stewed tomato on the rear here. Getting a little further done. Now that it's getting, I have to get the lumps out of it, so I'll give it a stir and turn that down a little bit. So medium-high, I'll turn it down to medium heat now, because I don't want it to boil after the cream cheese is in there. My sausage, when it's done cooking, and I'm going to mix it in the bowl with the rice and the cream cheese. And I'm going to utilize this pan to cut out. Make sure you watch it so it doesn't burn. Now I'm going to turn it down to a medium in the front. And I'm going to take and remove these sausages from the pan. I'll set those aside. And I'm going to add a 1/3 cup of either diced scallions, which is a green onion, or a diced onion, 1/3 cup of garlic. Put that in the pan with the sausage oil. And I'm going to take 1½ cups of fresh fennel. Fennel looks like a celery, but it smells a little bit like licorice, and it makes a very nice flavor. It goes well with sausage. I'm going to take and my grapeseed oil and add 1 more tablespoon of oil to it so it doesn't burn on and it cooks nicely. There, hear it sizzling. And right now, I'm going to take this rice out of this pan. Scissors are a nice thing in the kitchen. They do come in handy. Cut those both open. Put those in there. A 1/2 teaspoon of Mrs. Dash. We're going to take our cream cheese and we're going to mix this in here. This is a second package of Philadelphia brand cream cheese, 8 ounces. Just slightly brown this. So I'm going to take 1/3 cup of water out of my boiling water here. I know it's a dry measuring cup, but it's just fine. You just need to put a little bit in there. Put it in with that and turn it back up to medium-high heat. Make sure you get the right burner because you don't want to burn your sauce. Now the blush sauce is actually done. Well, done per se as in you don't want to boil it because it will burn. So shut that off. And it's nice and hot and it's nice and smooth and it has Philadelphia cream cheese and tomatoes in it. And leave that to the side. Take and cover up your fennel, your garlic, and your onion. You take a little spoon of that, about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup, about serving size, because in an ideal world, if we ate the way we should, one of these would make a very, very nice meal. And you set it in your pan, you roll it up like that, and you roll all these up. It makes it a lot easier if you take the tip of it and you flop it right over it, and then you roll it down gently, making like a little suitcase. And then it should be tender enough, your Swiss chard, to actually roll it down because it makes it kind of beautiful. Okay, I'm going to take this spatula, and the water has dissipated, and the fennel is getting tender, and it's browning, and it looks lovely, and it smells wonderful. It has just a faint smell of black licorice, and I do love black licorice. And when we add it to the blush sauce, which is a Philadelphia cream cheese and 2 tomatoes, it'll make a lovely topping for our dish. I'm going to roll all these in the same direction. You start with the tip of the leaf, and you be real gentle because it could break apart. And you fold the sides over, and you just roll it right up. And it's similar to something called what I thought was called a galunki when I was a child, which is Polish, and it has cabbage, hamburger, and rice. Now, we're going to take the rest of this rice here, because this here is part of the dish. We mix it up rather well, and then we put it right down the center of the dish, because that's your side dish. When it goes on the plate, you put a scoop of each, and it'll make it rather nice. Now we're going to take some butter, and ideally, I would have melted butter. It's a little bit melted, and you take about a teaspoon of butter and put it on each one of these, right in the oven. Now, as for my fennel, that should be done. Oh yeah, that's how I like it. It smells absolutely delicious. I would eat this as a meal on its own. Alright, and we're going to take and turn it off. We'll take our frying pan, and we're going to dump this right into our blush sauce. Well, as much as possible. As you can see, I'm a little bit messy. Okay. And now we'll remove this from the heat because we don't want to rapid boil, but we want it warm. And we're going to mix that in there. And this here is what we're going to serve over top of our Swiss chard. This has been in the oven for approximately 8 minutes, maybe 7 to 8 minutes. It was just enough to melt the butter and get something luscious going on here. And we're going to serve up our dish. We're going to take one of the Swiss chard roll-ups, and we're going to take a little bit of the rice. And on the rice, I have mixed up Parmesan and mozzarella. I'm going to take this blush sauce made with fennel and tomato, and I'm going to drape that right across there. And, Another wonderful meal from Philadelphia brand cream cheese. Thank you.